Hello everybody. It's about 3:30 on Thursday afternoon, and here I am on my own. I've got my little work apron on to show that I have been working. Well, been doing a bit, and I was thinking about, well, reflecting about a lot of different things this morning, and how Alfie and I have produced and made these three wonderful human beings, and also the grandchildren, but for us directly to come from our bodies, these three. My eldest son, our eldest son, Daddy's boy, in that they've got a lot of the same interests, like football. Elvis, they both went to Gracelands, and just shared such a lot of interests, and are so alike. You could look at a picture of my son now, as he is now, or as he was when he was 27, which I've got some lovely pictures of Alfred from that year. And Alan is the spitting image of his dad. Absolutely handsome and wonderful. And I can talk to him on the phone for hours on end about any subject under the sun, and start off by thinking it's going to be a short conversation, just checking up how you are, sort of thing, and it turns into like a 2 or 3 hour marathon telephone call. How wonderful is that? And then our daughter, she's brought up our grandson. He's 23 now, and his dad died when he was 10. And my daughter's brought him up to be a wonderful young man. He's intelligent, he's caring, most of all he's caring and loving. Got his priorities in life right. And was just discussing on Facebook about the fire in Aberystwyth in July 2018, and the fire started in the hotel bedroom where my daughter and I was staying. Started actually in the bedroom we'd stayed in, and which doesn't surprise me because the place was a wreck. First night I went to draw the curtains, they fell down, curtains and all. I was covered in dust, bruised my wrist from the rail. Bedside lamps didn't work. The bathroom was like a tiny cupboard, you could barely move round, and it was supposed to be a luxury room, my eye. But my daughter's brought her son up to be this wonderful young man, at the same time as holding down a very demanding job in accounting. And she could have gone anywhere from the company she's been working at now for 20 odd years. She could have gone and moved anywhere. And I remember her working at one time when she left school for some big noise in Birmingham, who said to her, stay with me and, I'll make you. And he was, he was capable of doing that business-wise, but my daughter found this job, liked it. She practically runs the firm, she does run the firm, and she likes the responsibility and all that brings. And she's brought up this wonderful kid as well. She's a daddy's girl, loves her daddy, and likes the football as well. And then there's our youngest son. He does anything and everything for anybody. And I'll give you an example of when Alfie's sister died last year, and she'd been twice married and had bought a plot with a second husband, or he bought the plot, and he was buried first. And when she died, there was nobody to arrange her funeral. Nobody, that is, except our youngest son, who always picks up the reins for his dad and says, Dad would have done this, Dad would have done that. And he arranged everything from the funeral directors, the funeral home, the incompetent solicitor. I remembered sort of at the last minute that she'd already got a plot to be buried in, and so that was sorted out also. And this is what our youngest son does. And he'll, he's done a lot in Alfie's room at the nursing home to make it a home for him. Although he's moved now, so we'll have to do all that again when everything's back to normal and we can visit. And he comes here and just pops in to make sure I'm all right. When I almost lost my life 6 years ago, when I was very ill, and I was given a 15% chance of survival, he was the one who never left my bedside. Never. And accompanied me to the theatre. And kept people informed on Facebook, and there was like there was a thread, and he was keeping people updated. And I think the surgery was 8 hours, 8.5 hours. This is what my medical negligence claim was about, which I won. I fought and won. And it went on for 6 long years. And apparently only 2% of medical negligence claims get to court, to 1 or 2%. And they chose to put me through that, thinking I'd back down. And I didn't. And we had 2 weeks in the courtroom, hot July last year. And it was boiling, it was so hot. Sitting in that courtroom, and the judge gave everybody permission to take their coats off. But I was on the witness stand for 2.5 days being grilled with my character, attempting to shred my character. And my solicitor said, you did well, you only nearly lost your cool once. And I actually didn't nearly lose it, because I was quite controlled. I knew what I was saying. I didn't have to think about it, because everything I was saying was truth. And when you speak truth to power, when you speak truth to negligence, when you speak truth to liars, they don't have very much comeback, do they? And it turned out that I won a big payout, big enough to give my kids the money and put some away for Alf and myself for later on, for our funerals. And that's it, give it away, don't spend it, and don't keep it, save it. You can't go to the bank, can you, and say, hi, money. Well, I suppose you can, but it's a bit pointless. So it's not something I've ever done or would do. Anyway, I diversify. Random chat, as I said, got my apron on. I love these, they sort of tie, but they don't tie. They've got a button either side, but you don't really need to take the button off. You can just pull it up over your head and it keeps your clothes clean. Oh, which brings me on to something else. There's a book called The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. And I read this book ages ago. Ages and ages ago. And it's a good book. And it's not what you think. They're not the people that you meet who you think, oh, you know, this is a great big thing. It's the 5 people you meet in heaven are the people to whom you've given something, whether it be a word or an act of kindness in passing, any small thing, but that small thing can affect that person's life for the rest of their life. And it came to my mind, I had a teacher when I was moving up primary school, so I was round about 9 or 10, and this teacher used to wear her cardigans, you know, you got the button up to the neck. She used to wear them back to front and have the buttons down the back with the top few buttons undone. Oh my goodness, I thought she was the epitome of class and style, very Audrey Hepburn-like, and oh, it stuck with me. And whenever I can get a dress that buttons down the back, or a cardi that buttons down the back, or jumper, I'll snap it up, you know. That's the one thing that's, and it's affected me all my life, the way that teacher used to dress. Just a minor thing, but maybe I'll meet her in heaven. Miss Cox, her name was. And I remember one day my dad came to meet me because my parents were separated by then. And my dad came to meet me from school and walked up the road with me. We walked up the road with this teacher, Miss Cox. Oh, I was skipping along. I had my dad and I had Miss Cox walking together at the side of me, paying some attention to me, but paying most of the attention to each other. Oh, if they'd have got married and I'd have been bridesmaid, I would have been so happy. But funny things that creep into your mind. Right, I'm going to drink my coffee, which has doubtless gone cold. Last night, I dozed off, as I normally do, and I woke, and it was light, and I thought, gosh, it's early morning. I slept through till early morning, and it wasn't. It was 20 minutes to 10. But I'm hobbling around with I've got a fractured tibia, and it's sore. It might be just a hairline fracture or whatever, but I'll tell you something, to put on any weight on it is agony. And I'm going to show you the grossness of this. Look. See my knee? All scabby and the bone's broken. And my other leg as well is scabby. Well, not so much, but scabby. And it was when I was out the front and I was sweeping on the pavement, and a man and a lady were walking up, and I said, let me get out your way. So I was sort of scurrying to get out the way, and I went bump straight on the floor, straight onto my knees straight onto my bones. And of course, you want to scream and you want to cry, but you don't want to do it in front of anybody. So they were saying, very solicitous and saying, "You all right?" Yes, I'm fine. And I got in, but I mean, that's over a week ago now. And it takes the bones, doesn't it, about 6 weeks to knit. But, I mean, I've just got this constant ache as well down to my ankle. So I'm getting a support thing for it tomorrow so I can keep it straight. I'm having to go up the stairs with my good leg and then drag my sore leg up after me. And like I say, they used to say with the hips, up to heaven with your good leg, down to hell with your bad leg. Use your bad leg first. So that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little ramble. It's a little boy next door. He's autistic, and sorry as I am, dreadfully sorry, the noise is extreme at times, and it was in my head to offer if they wanted somebody to be with them. So the parents could perhaps pop out for an hour. And I was thinking of doing that, but I don't think I can. I mean, it really is bad, and his language is bad, and he can't help it. I don't know what remedy there is for it, but I can tell you one remedy that's not a remedy, and that is putting him out in the garden, closing the door and leaving him there to scream. And sometimes that's what they do. And unfortunately, I know a lady who has a young child who has had to take her child in because of the goings on. And I don't know what the answer is. I feel for them at the same time. I think they need to address the problem and get some more help by the sound of it. I don't know, I've got two good friends who are on Facebook who have autistic children, and they do everything they can to cope and cope well. But it doesn't seem to be the case with this particular family, I'm afraid. Anyway, that's me for now, and I'll be back. Take good care, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.